Okay, Amir, welcome to the room. Our first two questions will come from Mike Griffith and Mark Weiser.
Hey, Amir. Thanks for doing this tonight. Can you just tell us how are you feeling and what's it like been like trying to ease back from an ankle injury?
I'm feeling good. It's always, it sucks, have an injury, anything pop up, but it's always good to be back out there with the guys, playing and just getting better.
Amir, how are you guys defensively focused on stopping the quarterback run better than you guys did last week? Obviously, they have a quarterback that can also, get a lot of yards with his feet.
We're really it's the typical game plan. We're focused on being the best us we can be, looking at their plays and the things they do and just focus on how we can stop the things they do to be the best us and prepare the right way, I guess I should say.
Well, how do you guys get better stopping the quarterback run?
Repeat the question, please.
How do you guys get better stopping the quarterback run?
We practice every week. It's just the fact of execution. So executing the typical things we do in a better way are the only ways we can stop them.
Let's go to Chip Towers and then David Pascal.
Yeah, Amir, I'm curious. Obviously, you guys watch a lot of film. You study a lot. When you watch a team like Tennessee, we can see the number of 70-yard, number of 80 yards, number of 60-yard passes they've had. Are there oohs and ahs, when you guys are watching that stuff, or is it more, studious than that? Does Coach Adai run? I'm just trying to get a mental picture of when you guys are going over the opponent, and obviously with this team, you're seeing a bunch of really explosive plays.
We're just going to focus on, I guess, doing everything, basically doing our jobs. A lot of times where teams are messed up boys, it's not necessarily doing their jobs right or letting the fastball get to them and not being ready. So we're just focusing on being prepared, having our eyes in the right place so we can react and do everything we need to the right and proper way.
But in the meeting itself, is there talk about, are you impressed sometimes about what some teams are doing versus other teams and talking about how different it might be?
Oh, yes, sir. It's definitely a different team schematically. Watching some other teams, of course, they have played them better. So we've definitely been watching those games where teams succeeded and stopping doing things that they do and taking notes and wondering how we can bring those things into our scheme and help ourselves out.
Thank you.
Amir, how different has practice been this week? Lewis was talking about it yesterday, about just having to prepare for Tennessee and how fast they go and what practice was going to. Has it been different? Could you tell this is a team unlike any that you've played just because how they lead the nation in plays run per minute and how they want to just keep going?
Yes, sir. Every week is always something new that we always try to focus on and lock in on, and they are a fast team. So being able to prepare and handle those things the right way, the only way we can succeed the ways we want to.
Let's go to Jake Rowe and then Ryan Curley.
Kind of along those same lines, Amir. I asked Lewis yesterday kind of about, when you see something different like that, when you see how fast they go, kind of put me inside of his head. Do you kind of get worried about it? Do you kind of focus up a little bit? Do you feel challenged? How does it kind of register with you that, Tennessee's going to do that? And he also mentioned how it kind of made him nervous that practice was going to be so different because they were going to run two scout teams. Is that what you're seeing kind of this week to make it go fast?
Yes, sir. When teams do things like that, it's really a challenge because they're saying that they can go faster than you and execute faster than you. So it's really allowing us to just lock in and hone our assignments more, to be able to get a call and get to the ball and get a call and do everything we need to in a quicker way to be really just a better team. So it's been pretty fun practicing this week. Of course, it's been tempo because they're a tempo team, but it's been fun.
Amir, how's George been doing in practice, George Pickens, and have you gone up against him at all? What are you seeing out of him?
George, it's good having George back. He had to deal with his fair share of what he had going on with his injuries, but he's definitely worked his way back in. And I've always said I love guarding George. He gets you better, truly gets you better. He's a freak of an athlete. So having him back out there, it's been good and it's been making us better.
Let's go to Jed May and then Connor Riley.
Amir, I'm not sure if you're on, the punt block, punt return team, but just what have you seen from Dan Jackson as a guy, kind of as a quarterback of that unit? Kirby was saying he made the check to the punt block the other day. Just what is it like having him as the leader of that group?
With Dirty Dan, we honestly have been preparing for that situation all week. So it was just when it happened, we were all ready to. He's the head honcho of the group at his position, but we've been working on that play really all week. So when it happened, it was kind of like, okay, boom, 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 boom. And then when he made the call, it was good to have it executed, and it went exactly how we wanted it to.
Hey, Amir, I wanted to ask you about Nolan Smith, obviously very vocal guy. What does his leadership look like, and what is he like, obviously, on the practice field, but then in the huddle on game days?
Nolan Smith, he always brings the energy to the guys. Anytime something bad happens, he's the first one. Hey, head up, come on, let's keep going, keep going. So it's very good to have him out there as a leader on the outside linebacker group, and also as a leader of defense. He's a strong physical guy, and just to have him there, being able to make calls, give a call, and be able to support his brothers when things are good and when they're down. Like, you see when people make plays, he's one of the first people there to celebrate with them. And that's a big thing as a teammate. Like, having that there and that energy, I feel like that's what brings us all together and closer. It makes us play better when we're connected and be able to love and play for each other. Makes everything a lot better.
Let's go to Palmer Toms and then Jack Duffy.
Yeah, Amir, coach mentioned that Dominic Blaylock has also been working on a scout team. What have you noticed from him as he's making his way back to the field?
Really the same thing. Dom's an amazing athlete. So having him back out there, being able to help us get better and give us a good look, it's just awesome. And, seeing him also be back out there after his fair share of injuries is good. Seeing somebody come back from that. So it's been awesome having him back out there. He's been making some plays and giving us a great look.
Hey, Amir, we were talking earlier about the quick pace of play of Tennessee. Is there any way the defense is preparing to try and slow that down, or do you just expect to be facing that all game long?
It's just going to come down to execution, being able to just play our plays and handle everything. If they're going fast and we can stop it, then hopefully that can slow them down and we can be able to put the game in our hands. Our goal is not to let them control the game.
Let's go to, Tyler and then Matt DeBerry.
Hey, Amir, you've been such a big part of this defense for the majority of the season. How tough was it whenever you went down with injury, just mentally, just trying to get yourself ready to come back and stay prepared?
Of course it sucked. Everybody hates being hurt, but the fact of being here around my brothers made everything so much better. I feel like that love and connection from the group that we have, like, it made me not even, I spent that time really just learning, getting playbook wise, just being able to support them and help people out. Cause I like being on the sideline, give me another chance to just really be able to see and look at everything. And also just help people out, make calls and see what they're doing wrong and make them better players.
What have you gotten better at as a player from your first day until right now?
Could you repeat, sir? You're going in and out.
What have you developed as a player from your first day until now?
Matt, we've got a bad connection. We're going to move on past you. If anybody's got any kind of a follow-up, we've got a couple more minutes with Amir.
Yeah. Amir, just real quick, where does Dirty Dan come from? The nickname.
I don't know if you've ever seen SpongeBob, but there was a quote that says, I'm Dirty Dan. So we always call Dan Dirty Dan. This is a good nickname that we gave him.